Adorama TV presents Digital Photography One-on-One, where we answer your questions. Here's your host, Mark Wallace.
Hi everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Digital Photography One-on-One. I'm Mark Wallace. Well, this week we have another studio lighting question, and this one comes from Luis Felipe Herrera. Could you explain high-key and low-key lighting? Well, you bet. Actually, this is something that's better explained in a studio. So let's walk into the studio and I'll show you how to set up a low-key setup and a high-key setup. All right, well, we're going to start with low-key lighting, and to help me out, we have Sam here. She's our model. Now, low-key lighting is based on a Renaissance painting technique called chiaroscuro, and what chiaroscuro is, it's really when painters and artists in the Renaissance were trying to highlight form, and they would do that by painting some things that had some light on them, but most of the image was really, really dark. In fact, a lot of those would fall completely into black, and those paintings were really pretty startling. It's also used in cinematography to mean that something is lit with ambient light, like a candle or something, and so it's got a lot of contrast. That's the key to low-key lighting, lots of contrast. Usually you have a lot of black in the scene. And that's something that's pretty easy to do, actually, because you don't need a lot of light, because the majority of the scene is going to be dark. So what we're doing in this scene is I really want to light up the left side of Sam's face and have almost everything else in the scene go almost completely black. So what we've done here is I have just a single head, and you can see that I have a 20-degree grid on this head, and that's going to keep the light from spilling all over the place. And so when the light comes down, it's going to hit this side of Sam, and the rest of that is not going to hit the back on this background, except for maybe right over here. But when I take the picture, what will happen is we'll have this pattern of light to dark, and then a little bit of light over here, so we're going to have really, really high contrast. So let me take a shot of this and then show you how this looks. So I'm just going to come over here. Sam, look right at me. Beautiful, just like that. Okay, now that we know about low-key lighting, let's talk about high-key lighting. Now, high-key lighting came about during the early days of movies, and what happened was they really wanted to make sure that they had shadowless sets, because it was really complicated to light everything where you had low-key lighting. It just took too much time to do production. And so what they did was they took the key light and they made it even brighter so that there weren't any shadows, so that when actors moved, they weren't falling into dark and light. And that actually cut production costs down. Well, now in the modern times, we like high key lighting because it sort of intonates spring, fresh, really nice and clean, that kind of stuff. And really what high key lighting is, it is low contrast. In other words, there isn't a big difference between the brightest and darkest areas in an image. With high key lighting, you're trying to eliminate all of the shadows. Now, to do that, normally you would have 3 key lights, one on each side of the face, the left, the right, and right in the center, or you can substitute a really large light source, and so I'll show you in a second. That's what we've done. We've just used 2 lights on the front of Sam here. Now, one of the problems and one of the things we hear about all the time with high-key lighting is people tend to get the model or the subject lit correctly, but they can't get the background to come out correctly. It tends to fall into darkness. Well, the problem with that is that you actually have to light the background separate from the foreground. So let me walk you back here what we've done here. So we want to have a nice white background, and we're just using a seamless paper here. So what I've done is I've used 2 monolights. So this is a 1200 watt second light with an umbrella. We have 2 of these guys, and they're just blasting light onto this white background. And so when I metered this, I made sure to put my Lumisphere up, and I just metered across at all different points to make sure that the light was consistent and we didn't have any bright spots or dark spots. So I already did that. And that's going to make sure we have nice, even background light. Now, to make sure that it's white, it needs to be overexposed a little bit. It usually needs to be about 2 stops brighter than our subject. So I really have this light cranked up. Now, one of the problems with lighting the background separately from the foreground, especially when you're cranking out that much light, some of the light from these background lights can spill on the subject. And so that's really a big problem. So let's say I was actually putting myself, or the model right here. We had Sam standing right where I was. Well, what would happen is the light from these lights would actually hit the side of her face, and she would be overexposed, and we'd have all kinds of issues. So when you're doing high key lighting, it's really important to make sure that your subject has a good distance between the background and the lights. So we've actually moved Sam well forward, so we're about 12 or 15 feet in front of this background to make sure, A, that we don't have too much light spilling onto the back of her, and to make sure that the background lights aren't hitting her. Now, the way to make sure that those background lights aren't hitting your subject is, well, we would normally turn off all the ambient light, just turn on the modeling lights in the background, and then we would just look to see if anything is hitting Sam. And if light was hitting Sam, well, we just move her forward, or we might put some flags on these lights. In fact, I've turned this light off because we have so much filling into the video camera, but if I turn on the modeling light, you can see that there's a lot of light spilling out of the side here, and that's something that we want to avoid hitting our model. Well, let me show you what we did for the front light. So Leon's going to come over here, and you can see that on the front, what we have here is we just have these two large soft boxes, and they're just evenly illuminating Sam. And because they're such large light sources, it's eliminating all of the shadows. So sometimes you might have a reflector underneath a model's chin and another light coming down from above just to really eliminate all shadows. In this instance, we didn't need that. So what are we going to do now is, now that I have everything set up, I'm going to take two pictures to show you how it looks. First, I'm going to take a shot with the background lights turned off so you can see how it falls into gray. Then I'll turn those on and show you how it looks with all of the lights turned on. So let me show you how that looks. Well, there you have it, low key lighting and high key lighting. Now, just a note, with low key lighting, there are a lot of different options. I only showed you one, but the key to that low key lighting is to use a single light source or something that's pretty small and get really nice side light so it's really directional. You really want to constrain that light so it's not falling everywhere. And just the opposite, with high key lighting, you want to use really large light sources that bounce light all over the place so that the shadows are pretty much destroyed and you get that nice shadowless light. Also, make sure that you really take a look at how we lit that so you light the background and the subject separately, because if you try to do that where you're not using two different lighting setups, one for the background and the subject, it's not going to work out. You're not going to get those really nice whites that you expect. Now, you can do it with just a couple of lights and you get your subject really close to the background, but you might see some shadows if you do that. So if you can, try to light the background and the subject separately. That's how you're going to get the best results. Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for this week, but thank you so much for joining me. Remember, if you have questions about photography, studio lighting, or any of that type of stuff, you can send those to me at AskMark@Adorama.com. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again next week.
This episode is brought to you by Adorama TV. Visit the Adorama Learning Center where you'll find photography tips and techniques, links to the gear used in this episode, and related videos. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. And the next time you're in New York City, visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.